welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. How's everyone doing today? Hi guys, welcome to my platform. This is going to be a message for the collective. Collective, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Thank you guys for being here. It is the middle of the week. Happy hump day. So good morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us another day. And it's starting off with prayer. So that's one of the things. Having to do everything that you need to do in life, and being able to have breath in your body to be able to do it, right? Which is always a blessing. Somebody didn't wake up this morning in order for them to be thankful or say anything. So we have to have an attitude of gratitude is what is bringing. So I am grateful for a new day and new opportunities. I walk in peace, purpose, and confidence today. Everything I need will come to me at the right time. I am protected, guided, and blessed. I release stress and welcome joy. I am becoming the best version of myself. Good things are flowing into my life. I trust the process and believe in what's ahead. So right now, I am occupying 2 spaces at one time. I wake up with clarity, peace, and purpose. I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. My mind is calm and my heart is strong. I attract positive energy and opportunities. I am growing, healing, and glowing every day. I choose peace over worry today. I am aligned with what's meant for me. I am enough exactly as I am. I trust myself and my journey. I am open to blessings I haven't even imagined yet. All right, I said I'm occupying 2 spaces at one time. Actually, I'm occupying more spaces than that, and let me tell you how. So right now, I am actively involved in 4 different channels, broadcasting to everybody, right? I got TikTok here. I got the pre-recording for my YouTube here. I got Facebook over there. I also have my Twitch over there. But not for nothing, at 8:15, I went live with you guys, but also at 8:15, simultaneously, my YouTube was already programmed for 8:15, the message to come up. And so I saw it because it gave me an alert that said, you know, I'm here and I'm available, right? One of the affirmations that I gave you, it said, I am enough all on my own. Mind you, it's my energy. Whatever it is I'm giving, whatever it is I'm putting out. I just want to say this ahead of time. I saw a video yesterday of a person that, you know, I got a serious love-hate relationship with, and they were at this moment by themselves, but not really by themselves. But anyway, the clip that I saw of them, they were by themselves. This person is funny. And it was a great conversation being had. It was funny. It was informative. It was clocks tea, okay? I'm proud of them, right? But meanwhile, I also noticed that there was a shift in the energy somewhere midway, right? Because I saw the body language. The body language starts to do something, you know, different than what's the word. Do you hear the understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like, and so it is, I talk with my hands sometimes, so more body language, right? But more of a body language, depending upon the things that I'm doing. So it's already one thing that where you're just watching, you know, everything that's happening surrounding, whether or not I feel comfortable, nervous, I'm most comfortable here because, you know, I'm in the comforts of my own home, but also I'm literally broadcasting to people that I don't even know, right? So every word is being checked, because you got to remember that we woke up, we're awake, but we're also inside of the algorithm. I'm aware, right? And so are they. But be mindful. I am present in every moment and aligned with my higher self. I move with purpose across every space I enter. I am grounded here while rising into who I'm becoming. There's a word that I keep using, decorum. In the past week or something, it is now officially embedded in my system. Where did it come from? I'll tell you in a minute. I exist in peace and possibilities at the same time. I am connected to my past wisdom and my future growth. I am elevated. I'm ascending. I'm growing. I balance where I am with where I'm going. I am whole in every space I occupy. Every space. All the spaces that I'm occupying, I'm whole. I am complete. I don't need anything or anyone else to make me better. I am what I am. I am that I am. I'm connected to my past wisdom and my future growth. Walk with me now. I balance where I am with where I'm going. Put them on repeat. Making sure that you understand completely who you are. I'm at whole in every space that I occupy. Put it on repeat. Because we have to remember the power of life and death is in the tongue. And some things are just good things to regurgitate. Make sure it is, you know, on memory, in your memory banks. I walk confidently in my now and my next. All right, so occupying space is important. Because some people wish for you not to be here, there, everywhere. It is, I am so sick and tired of seeing you. I didn't ask you. I don't need permission. So you don't need permission from anyone to occupy space. Once you were granted occupancy via heaven and God, you didn't need anybody else to approve. I am occupying all the spaces at once. Have a wonderful day, RJ. I love you. Grounded in who I am and rising into who I'm becoming. Because change is good. Change is great. And if we're doing it right, what we were yesterday, we may be different. We may add on to that. We may like something today that we don't like tomorrow. And it's okay. I honor where I stand today while welcoming the growth ahead of me. Don't trick yourself out of anything. Honor where you stand today while welcoming the growth ahead of you. Like, I am that I am. I know who I am. I know what I want. But I am open to continue growing and changing in ways that may say that once you learn more about yourself, or once you learn all the information, because remember, there's something happening here. Truth being told, things being exposed, stuff being revealed. And in that process, what you thought you knew may be a little bit different tomorrow. And it's okay. You're being informed. I move with clarity, purpose, and peace in every space I enter. Now, if y'all haven't heard it yet, it's a thing that is continually coming on, right? Mind you, this is the first time, well, not my first time for hearing it, but today is the first time that I even knew and understood that that thing is doing what it's doing. So I'm going to tell you what it's doing. It's a heater. I got my heater fixed yesterday too, just so y'all know, right? Anyway, long story short, because I have two systems, upstairs and downstairs, I didn't know I was supposed to put in 2 service calls. So I only put in 1. Anyway, long story short, I had already changed the filters and everything else. So brand new filters was in it. By the time the guy came, I had to go do something, go pick up my son. And so come to find out, if the system overheated, then there was a safety on it that would kick it off. So this man literally came into my house and pushed the button. System came back up. Okay, well, $125 for a service call for a person to come in and push the button. It was the easiest $125 that he ever made, and probably in his life, you know, when they got to do that. The fact of the matter is I've been in this house over 10 years. I've never known for that system to do that. I don't know why it overheated, but maybe I do, because the filter that was in it was horrendous, right? So my own fault. Anyway, long story short, now I have to make another service call to get the other one looked at, because it could just be a button, but I don't think it's a button anyway. And my son, the middle son, RJ, came in the process of the guy being here. So he told him that I have to, he had already told me too, that I got to book another appointment, because he asked me which system I wanted him to look at, the upstairs or downstairs. I told him downstairs because heat rises. But anyway, I have to make the other appointment. Long story short, I'm saying all this to say that that same thing that y'all are hearing is the space heater that I had put in here, because, you know, everybody's going through a cold wave all throughout the country. So I made sure that the house stayed warm with space heaters. So the space heater's turned off or down. It's on minimum, right? But it should not kick on because it's warm down here. Apparently, it must be a little too warm down here, because the reason why the sound is happening is because it's or maybe it's not warm. Maybe the thing is that it's heating the space to the minimum temperature that it should be. So it's kicking on, right? But mind you, there are 3 things that have happened around me at this point in time. And the only reason why I'm saying it is because it's now becoming a thing, right? All right, so that is doing that. The guy came in, he pushed the button, the heater's fixed, temperature's perfectly fine for what it's supposed to be down here. But I noticed that because when the heater wasn't working and I turned on the stove because I'm black. And if anybody knows, in anything in history, we turns the damn oven on to heat the house, right? Mind you, it's a 2-story house. Kind of big in size because heat got to travel down the side. So I didn't have space heaters in here, turn the oven on, and I lit the fireplace because I was making sure that everything was going to be warm because, you know what I'm saying? We got to stay warm. All right. In the midst of me turning the stove on, I turned the top heaters on. So mind you, my stove, since it's new, it's a Samsung. So the new stoves don't do what the old stoves used to do. And y'all can take this how it resonates. Put it in anything that you want, because this is life. It's Earth School. So when the universe starts showing us stuff, it's relevant for something, right? So anyway, in order to keep the oven on, there's a button. The mechanism how the new ovens are made is that you close you have to close the oven in order for it to stay a certain temperature in there. Back in the day, it didn't have that mechanism. So they knew people was heating their houses with the ovens. Whether or not it was a safety issue or not, to me, it looks like you basically try to take the convenience away from a person having to do what they needed to do. Anyway, long story short, because I am innovative and I'm a MacGyver, I have a magnet that's about this big. And so I took the magnet and I stuck the magnet on the stove, and it kept that button pushed in. So the temperature would continue to go. But also what I noticed is that I had because back in the day, you could have the full oven open wide, right? And it would just keep pumping heat to make sure that you stayed warm. They'll say it's a new safety feature. I don't know. But what I'm going to say is, what I noticed was I had to keep the oven closed enough to where, because the magnet would keep it to where it would still keep going. But I had to keep it close enough for it to still make sure that it would stay 350 degrees in there, right? Then I turned the pilots on top of the stove. So then it's extra heat coming, right? Because it was cold them couple days and it was pretty fucking warm in here. Anyway, my microwave sits above my stove. And I'm in the kitchen one day, and all of a sudden, me and my other son, the youngest one, and I happen to notice, all of a sudden, this thing kicks on. I look at my son, I'm like, why is that doing that? Like, I've never known for that to do that. But it's never had so much heat turned up on it, okay? So take it how it resonates. Either way, the microwave kicked on because it was a lot of heat going around there, to the point that I noticed that it looked like it was making my cabinets dry, right? So one thing begat the other. Anyway, because I've never known for it to do that, I looked at my son, he looked at me, and he's like, Mom, how you turn it off? So the plug is into the cabinet, because if you know anything about me, been watching my channel, you already know I had got my whole entire kitchen is remodeled, right? Which I probably need to do it again because it happened a while ago. Anyway, long story short, he climbs up, he unhooks it. So later on, I ended up plugging it back in. It stayed off. But then I noticed that because, during the daytime, the temperature would rise in the house because now it's hot. So, at nighttime, the temperature would drop, right? So anyway, I plugged it back in and it was off. It was normal. Turned back on the oven and everything else. I noticed it kicked on again, but this time I didn't do anything. I just let it do what it was doing, because all it was doing was pumping the other hot air out above the vents. And so it's still pushing it through the house. So I just left it. But then I noticed it turned off when it was supposed to, or when the temperature went back to normal. So now that's 3 things that have happened around me that literally is either keeping something to the same temperature, or making sure that once it gets too hot, it disperses heat and everything else to make sure that, it don't create a havoc or a hazard or something. And I would like to think that that's the way God works for us. Why? Because when certain things are happening that are out of our control, we, sometimes want to stick our hands in it, but also we have, our intuition, and God is normally saying, let me do it. If you trust me, let me do it. I'll keep it to where it needs to, be, where the temperature is good for you, or where things are exactly the way they need to be. And whether or not, because I laughed at my son, I told my son, I said, first thing, one of my issues is I don't ever read directions. But like in Earth School, we didn't have directions. We didn't get a little pamphlet. Maybe we should have. I don't know, because people been running around here doing whatever the hell they want to do. But I don't recall at my birth or anything, nobody giving me a pamphlet saying, this is how you grow up in Earth School. This is what's going to happen. These people going to try to play in your face. These people going to lie to you. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it's going to be a bunch of fuck shit in between. Excuse the language. I'm trying not to cuss, because now I'm gonna look up this word. Anyway, so maybe we did get a handbook, maybe we didn't. Maybe we should learn. No. The funny part is this is the thing. Like, I was saying I wanted the word, right? The meaning of, but because I had already started and I had already programmed affirmations in it, I put in the word decorum, and I wanted to know the word, the meaning, because, we know what it is, but so we can be on the same page, right? And we need to find out the etymology of a word. And so, because it was already programmed to do affirmations, it did affirmations for decorum instead of giving me the meaning. But this is also how life is. You have already programs that are happening. And so if you don't realize that you need to go in and change the program, take it how it resonates, your behavior, because I said I'm learning to minimize those cuss words, but we also have to be mindful that I waited my whole entire life to cuss. That don't make it excusable, but it just says that give me grace. Eventually, as God is working on me, I will change, not for anybody other than myself, me, and what God is requesting and requiring me to do. Because not for nothing, it's probably a whole lot of people in the world that would, agree she should stop cussing. She should da-da-da-da. You should mind your business. You don't do that. But, giving advice is, easy for y'all, but y'all don't normally even follow your own advice. So a person is only going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. A person is only going to change when God puts it in them to change, or when they know when something is inside of them for them to be able to create or make the change. It's when they're ready, not when you're ready. Okay? So that's the whole point in that. Anyway, decorum means behaving in a way that is proper, respectful, and appropriate for situations. And listen, because in my spirit, right, I want to say something. Decorum means behaving in a way that is proper, respectful, and appropriate for the situation, especially with calmness, dignity, and self-control. In simple terms, it's carrying yourself with grace and good manners. Knowing how to act respectfully in different settings. Staying composed instead of reacting emotionally. Example, she handled the argument with decorum, meaning she stayed calm, respectful, and mature. It often is connected to dignity, self-respect, professionalism, and grace under pressure. So I'm going to sit in front of y'all, and when the trolls come, I'm supposed to be like, we're going to turn the other cheek, and all right, this is my thought process, because, Gotta give it to you. So my thought process is this, because there's more. We're going to have to go look it up. There's more. Etymology, remember. So decorum means behaving in a way that is proper, respectful, and appropriate for the situation. It gives me very bougie, very uppity, very learn how to actish, right? Do y'all not hear what I said? Learning how to act. Learn how to actish. So you want me to behave properly in front of the world, very bougie, like very uppity. And I was hoping to stay away from this topic, but we're gonna, electric slide right on back into the bullshit, okay? Because the people that want you to act proper, respectful, and appropriate for the situation don't know how to act when the lights go out. They don't know how to act when the closet, because the closets be dirty. Mind you, that's the other thing. They had me sweeping out the closet because I was putting some stuff back inside of the little, crawl space area. And so what happened was then this shit just, fell out. Stuff for lost, excuse the words. It's stuff that is in the creases, and so I gotta sweep out the closet. And again, because it's earth school and I'm learning, and I read, the universe. This is how I learn. This is how God is teaching me. Pay attention to what's happening around you. So I'm over here sweeping out the closet, right? So you want me to learn how to act in public, but behind the scenes, do what thou will, even harm. No way, Jose. So this is what I love about, me, myself, and I, right? If my worst behavior is already been on display, my bad behavior, because I tell people real quick, like, I'm going to get you away from me real quick. So if you don't like them cuss words, and I wasn't ready to give them, I'm out here cussing. And I know how to cuss good. I'll cuss your ass out. I don't want you around here. Because if that's my thing and you can't handle cuss words, then you don't belong around here. But the thing is, and this is where I got to start saying, for entertainment purposes only, I'm a writer, right? I know how to script. So I know how to act because, I can go anywhere, right? And act. But my behavior, me being a good person, is embedded. It's embedded in my DNA, right? So it's a lot of stuff that just because you can do it, don't mean that you should. That's the thing. And so you want me to have decorum out in public because you want the world to read well, right? Because that's the thing. It's like what I said about, the person that I was talking about yesterday. Like, this person is about to run for Congress, but on TikTok, it's a whole lot of, we talking about bitches and hoes and da-da-da-da, which could be in Congress because it's a lot of bitches and hoes in Congress, doing a whole lot of weird shit. But meanwhile, these are supposed to be, the word they use don't belong to them. They're common folks, but they call themselves elite. So I told y'all this is like the great inside out, upside down, shit don't make sense. The Twilight Zone. Like, I come from that era. And it's funny because then I've been seeing stuff about Generation X. I would come from Generation X. We are the latchkey kids. They said Generation X is from 60 something going into 80 something. I was born in 1976, right? Anyway, we are the latchkey kids. We are the kids that were available before the computers and the phones were, wide. And they said that we are the most what did they say about us? Like, we watched a lot of stuff go into play, so we don't really, do with the we not really willing to post all our whole entire life on the internet, like the millennials and things of that nature, because we grew up during a time when you were supposed to keep things quiet. But also we are the ones that we know that the less is more. Like remaining invisible is protection. So we not just going to jump out the window and just decide that, hey, we filming everything. But also we knew that you are going to get held accountable, because when your mama wasn't home, you take your ass in the house, you lock that door, you don't answer it for nobody. There is no way for nobody to check on you. So you're responsible for yourself. And if you don't do the things that you need to do, like y'all got cell phones and things of that nature, that wasn't readily available for us. So when your mama said, take your ass in the house, don't open that door, we took our ass in the house, don't open the door. You got to maybe do your homework by yourself. You may have to brush your teeth by yourself. You may have to wash your own ass by yourself. I come from that generation. All right. And so apparently they're saying that we are the generation that kind of like blends in. Like we know that it's certain things that you just don't do. It's certain behaviors. They said we also watched like the parents get the corporate rug and things pulled from underneath them. So they got, some of their pensions and things that like that's the way they were explaining it. You have to look it up for yourself. But I definitely remember being a latchkey kid. I definitely remember my mama saying, don't you open that door. I definitely remember at 9 being able to handle a checkbook and being able to fucking cook a whole meal for the whole entire household. I definitely remember when my mama came home, the house better not be dirty. Because she didn't play that shit. Okay? Grades better be on 10. Mind you, you're learning and doing the work for yourself. Okay? But mind you, we got it done. It wasn't a whole lot of, you had a healthy fear of the parents or you get that ass beat. Mind you, I already told you I only ever got one beating in life. So there's that. Anyway, good grace, good manners. So etymology. So, maybe somebody is like, you have to carry yourself this way. But is it any consolation if I carry myself this way out in public and then I'm a nasty ass individual behind the scenes because they out here doing all types of ungodliness? I'm confused, because the way I grew up is you have to be a good person inside and out. Even though you can grow up and you can be the most beautifulest, individual on the outside, what matters is the inside. Like I also grew up during that time when that church bus used to come around and the people would just let your kids get on the church bus. They don't know where the hell you going. But I grew up during the time when it was lunch, free lunch and things of that nature. So they would come around on a bus and give you the little platters and this, that, and third. That, like, it was a good time. Not for nothing, I don't recall having to lock doors, but maybe the adults may have known that you had to lock doors, right? Anyway, etymology. It is one thing, like if you have good behavior out in public and then bad behavior behind the scenes, like God's watching in all areas. So I don't know who y'all are hiding from or why y'all think that, it's not being seen, but it's definitely being seen. So the etymology, the origin of decorum. The word decorum comes from a Latin word, decorum, meaning what is fitting, proper, and appropriate, right? Excuse me. So what is fitting, proper, and appropriate could also be one of those things like success, depending upon the moment in the time, because to me, it is fitting for you to get your ass cussed out. For me, it is fitting for when I see the people online and the mom is running from the child, because in the Bible, it says spare the rod, spoil the child, right? Let me make sure. Because I don't like lying to y'all. You see what I'm saying? I like knowing that whatever I showed you, you can go look it up. And in that way, whether or not y'all get into heaven or hell, I don't want to be responsible for nobody else's soul, right? So let's see. It says in origin, it comes from the Bible. Proverbs 13:24, which in older language says, he who spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him disciplines him diligently. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything is yours, yet nothing is yours. Right? Historically, the rod symbolizes authority and correction, not just physical punishment. In many interpretations today, it's understood more broadly as constant, consistent guidance, teaching right from wrong, setting boundaries with love. All right, so let me explain something to y'all that I've learned recently. Because in my life, I was taught that if you grow up, you can be whatever, anything you want. You can grow up and be anything that you want. Make sure you do the right things. That your work ethic that you put into something is going to be the very thing that, you get out of it. All fucking lies. All lies. Now, good behavior, because, I love me. I think I have great morals and values, right? But as you grow up, you learn that it's going to be a lot of people getting shit that don't belong, having nothing. They don't do no work. They don't put in nothing. They just don't, right? People get stuff because nepotism is alive and well. Something that I just recently heard and, rang true to me, because they said, the lady that was doing the video, she said, them people don't teach their kids to obey the law. They teach their kids to know the law. And if they get into anything, fucking call them. Because they can pay to play. And I'm sure all of y'all have seen some type of, injustice being done where somebody has done something and they didn't do the time that served the crime. But on another note, you done seen somebody not do something and serve the time and didn't do the crime. So far in my life, I have learned that being a good person don't get you shit. That's just a fact. Honestly, being a good person keeps you stuck. But guess what? I still got to do it. We still have to do it. Because this is my journey. And my journey says, even though I see things that are happening that I was taught against that, because, my morals and values say you don't do things to people. You don't insert yourself into other people's business. You don't go all unprovoked fucking with people. You do the job, you get rewarded for it. You don't do the job, you don't get rewarded for it. But we live in the upside down, apparently. The twilight zone. The inside out or the outside in. You choose. Because it's a lot of people around here doing stuff and benefiting from it. Lying, cheating, scamming, conning, kill, steal, destroy. Now, it may not, merit anything here, but what's important? The only thing that's important is here and now. Maybe that might be the wrong attitude to have also, because, a lot of people will try to convince you and say, no, your blessings are in heaven. I don't live in heaven. I live right here, right here. This is supposed to be my heaven. So my heaven on earth should suggest that God loves me. I shouldn't have to struggle for nothing. I shouldn't have to be subject to nobody else's bullshit. And again, you're not authorized. If free will is a thing, so I said, is free will a thing? It says yes, but it depends on how you define it and which perspective you take. Free will is the idea that humans can make choices independently, not entirely determined by biology, environment, or fate. But it's a deeply debated topic in philosophy, science, and religion. Here's the breakdown. So, philosophical perspective, and my brain is doing something because for some reason I got a feeling that I'm about to see my whole entire everything that I'm talking to you about right now on somebody else's plate, because for some reason it's always some nigga around here listening and then get ready to do some weird shit. But guess what? As long as the message gets where it needs to go, I don't give a damn. But that's all that made me think. Because somebody gonna act like they the smartest person under the sun and this is, you know, their shit. But mind you, it's gonna be regurgitated right from what the hell I just said. Because they always have a different perspective. Anyway, so philosophical perspective. Libertarian free will. Humanitarians. Humans truly have the power to choose between alternatives. Your decisions aren't predetermined, right? Determinism. Every event, including human choices, is caused by prior events and natural laws. In this view, free will is an illusion. It don't say that. Compatibilism. Even if determinism is true, we can still have free will in a sense of making choices that reflect our desires and reasoning. All right. So all that gave me in the process is people don't know your choices. They know where you are, but they don't know the choices as to what you had to do in order to get to where you are now, right? And so in that case, if I lie, cheat, kill, steal, destroy, that could be a choice. If I take the, you know, holy moly road, like, you know, oh, I know I can't do that, because even if I decide to take that road, even if I decide to take the lie, cheat, steal, kill road, God gonna handle me on the other side of that. Like literally the minute I decided I go this way, y'all ever seen them videos on TikTok when they was like you post this choice or this choice, and then if you take this the wrong choice, you go this way, and then they slap your ass back to the other side? That be me. Like, why you won't let me lie, cheat, kill, steal, destroy? Well, why would I want to? I shouldn't want to. But why do they want to? Why is it that every choice they make is always that? And y'all determine who those people are, because literally it's not invisible. It's very clear and apparent who those people are. Okay, so on another note, scientific neurological perspective. Studies in neuroscience like Libet's experiments suggest that the brain may initiate actions before we're consciously aware of deciding. I wonder if that goes into like when the other day something was happening, I was being told to do something. Like, I don't know why, it's the weirdest thing, right? But as I'm going to McDonald's, because I was going for a drink, and I know I shouldn't be going for the drinks at McDonald's, but the Coke over there is, Coca-Cola is top tier, right? Bad for you, I get it, I know. But anyway, so I was going over there for a Coca-Cola. I had already had lunch because I made food at home, but I was thinking I needed a drink. You know, that hot, I wanted something cold, right? And so I go driving along in my automobile, get ready to go to McDonald's to get this drink. So as I'm going over there to the drink, I'm thinking, I done already had my lunch, so maybe I should have an apple pie. But then I'm like, I'm not fucking getting apple pie, because I'm trying to stay away from that, because I'm trying to do all the right things, you know. But apple pie ain't bad, you know. I haven't had one, so everything in moderation, right? But then anyway, I looks at my app, and I normally get drinks. They be giving me drinks for 29 cents, like a large Coke. That's how much Coke I done had from over there, right? Coca-Cola. Let me not say that other word, because then people start thinking she on that stuff. Same, but, you know, different. It's Coca-Cola. Anyway, as I'm driving over there, I'm debating about this apple pie. But when I look at my app, all of a sudden, McDonald's prices done went up. So now on my app, it's saying that my Coca-Cola that I normally get for either 29 cents or 99 cents is now about to be $1.39, right? Now, that is not a lot, and it's a good price regardless of the fact. But you gotta think that how many times do I have Coca-Cola throughout the week, right? So on a daily basis, 99 cents, that's $5 a week, but I skip some days. But either way, the point of it is it could be about that. So now you done boosted my Coca-Cola up to now $139. So I said, you know what, I ain't fucking with that apple pie, because I'm trying to make sure that I can get some more Coca-Cola in the process, right? Because, see you tomorrow. I'll be right there. All right, anyway, so when I get to the window, to the little register, the little microphone, the bitch says, what's your code? I gave her the code. What I didn't pay attention to, because I be pulling off, by the time I got to the window, she said the price, but I had already took my phone and tapped as she's saying. Then my brain registered $2. Like, what the hell? Did it not take the code? Now it's too late. So she's saying, I said, well, I want my money back. Then I said, never mind, give me the receipt, because I ain't need to talk to this bitch, because the manager is at the next window. So I takes the receipt and I takes my phone and I gets to the window. Excuse the cuss words, because it's a lot of them, all right? Judge your mammy. Anyway, I get to the second window and I said, ask the lady, because it's the same damn people to be there all the time, are you the manager? She like, no. I said, well, the girl back there took, and I gave her the code, but the code apparently didn't work. And so I got charged $2 or something for this drink. Y'all know I come here every day. I need to make sure I can get my Coke for tomorrow, for whenever the next time. Sometimes it'd be twice a day. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Anyway, judge your mammy. I need to make sure that y'all know that she didn't take my code and then she didn't say nothing, right? Anyway, long story short, the manager takes the thing and she says, can we just give you an apple pie, because we can't mess with the code right now because you had already paid for it. I said, okay. But in my mind, because I wasn't even mad about that, but in my mind, I said, now how the hell did I debate about this apple pie all the way the fuck over here and decided that I was only going to get my soda and leave, and now I'm still leaving with the soda and the apple pie? And so then my brain started doing this thing. Did the universe do that? Was this the moment? And it could be nothing, but nothing is a coincidence. Something about that moment seemed like I was already set up to make sure that even if I decided against it, something was going to make sure that I still got the same order. And I didn't understand it. It confused me a little bit, because I literally debated all the way over there, decided no, and still left with the same shit. So I was confused. But maybe that's the system, them programmers, you know what I'm saying? Because we could be a bot on this joint. Anyway, simulation approved. I had an apple pie and a soda. So anyway, consciously, suggest that the brain may initiate actions before we're consciously aware of deciding. But also, could it be the universe, right? Because I also sat here in front of y'all and I told y'all my youngest son was not raised by his biological father. He was not around him. He has characteristics, makes facial expressions. I had to tell him about lying and everything else, because literally it is his dad coming out of his system. He didn't grow up around him. So how would this child now, I can look at him. His dad used to make that face. How the hell are you doing that? Mind you, you didn't grow up with me your whole entire life. You shouldn't have nothing of this nigga. But somehow, here we are. Anyway, some interpret this to mean free will is limited, or the conscious choice is more about awareness and approval than full control. It could mean nothing. On the grand scheme of things, it could mean nothing. But as y'all know, the flip side of that, it could mean everything. All the things that the universe has been trying to tell us, trying to show us, trying to get us to understand, right? Others argue our awareness still shapes decisions, so some form of free will still exists, which as I'm saying that, it made me think, it's like people. Like, in my mind, it's always a certain person that keeps coming up in my brain. I've never met this person, never been around this person, don't want nothing to do with this nigga, but for some reason, this person is always somewhere near my energy and my aura, right? Now, my energy and my aura is big. It's huge. It's luminous. It is more than amazing, because that's not the word that I want to use. I'll get back to you. Anyway, I don't know this person, but this person's energy for some reason keeps wanting to intermingle with mine. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because, like, when I use voluminous or luminous, or my aura is big, my aura is what's the word? It's like a gravitational pull, right? And this person would explain their stuff in words that I don't like heavy. I don't like that. Why? Because it's overbearing. I don't want an overbearing energy near me. I want free will to exist. And even if energy is doing this and we're circling each other, don't try to be fucking heavy on nothing, because then I'm going to have to do some extra shit to make sure your heavy ass don't be trying to invade, because I don't like that. Okay? Anyway, religious. Many religions assume free will exists because moral responsibility requires choices. But meanwhile, back at band camp, they have no fucking morals. I'm confused. Some spiritual traditions believe we have free will, and that's not everybody, because literally yesterday, I watched a pastor have conversations in the pulpit that pertain to everything that's going on around, and I watched this man deliver this sermon with, like, normally I be flipping through, like, I ain't got time. Like, you can get somebody else to do it, because I ain't listening to that shit. This man spoke about everything that's going on, and every word out his mouth was accountable. And also, as he was explaining the Bible and the stories, he literally said, these stories are composed of da 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 da. Like, he's very aware. He's very knowledgeable. He's very much in the loop, in the know. Mind y'all, in case y'all don't know, and I was very much honest with everybody, I study a lot of things, religions, this, that, and the third, right? And I think my certificate is over there. And I forgot what year it was, I became an ordained minister, right? Why? Because I wanted my house to be a location, a destination location for people, for me to be able to marry people, and, you know, for them to have like a good area, good setup, good energy, and, you know, a good spot. I wanted to be their host, right? And also perform their weddings and things of that nature, right? Then life and things started to, you know, do something different. Not to say that it still can't happen, but things just were doing what things were doing. People being around, right? And ladies, not for nothing, I would like for y'all to know this. And men, I ain't leaving y'all out, because on the flip side of that, y'all go through the same exact thing, but, you know, maybe y'all don't talk about it as much as y'all should. But because there are good men around, and I don't mean males. And mind you, I've been saying this for a hot little second. Just because you have balls don't make you a man. This a conscious choice that you have to make to have morals, values, and I don't mean ones that be faking either, because there's a lot of ones that'll be out here, they'll be talking, they'll be saying, well, I'm a man. Just because you got balls don't make you a man. your behavior, your actions. If you out here doing fuck nigga shit, that you're male. Like, and you have to determine and decide. But from what I be seeing, it be some men saying amen. Nope, you just a male, sir. Like, you need to go back and check you need a hug. Let me tell you how even bad that is. There's an artist that created a arm that's out, and you walk into the arm and you push it, and then the arm folds in and creates a hug. Like, y'all don't understand how hugs heal the world. It need to be a hug line for a lot of these people, because a lot of these people, mama didn't hug them. Why y'all mom don't want to hug y'all? Like, that's what I need to ask the moms. Why are y'all not hugging these grown ass, stupid ass people? And I mean the men and the women. Why y'all not hugging them? Like, hug your children. I don't care how old they are. I don't care how big they are. Hug these people. Like, a hug, set your day right. A hug will make somebody not think, and I mean a right hug. Like, because I know some of y'all nasties out here. Like, hug the people right. Hug the kids right. A hug is important to somebody's life and growing up. To the tune of a nigga made an artist a demonstration of a damn hug. It's important. Hug these big stupid people, please, and thank you. And judge your mammy, because literally I'll be thinking this where a lot of the bullshit is coming from. Because ladies, we can kind of, have the issues and the conversations with the men, but we raised them. And if they turning up to grow up big, dumb, and stupid, we gotta look in ourselves, because that means that there's some stuff that's happening, even in our own lives, that basically that's happening. And I mean white, black, and everybody in between. Hug these kids, hug these people the right way. Listen to them, please. So that way we can heal future generations to come. But hug these niggas, please, and them bitches, because they need a hug too. Anyway, bottom line, free will likely exists as functional experience. We decide, we are responsible for our choices. Whether it's absolute, unlimited, or just an illusion, it is still debated. But this is what I be thinking. Apparently, I don't be using my free will right, and a lot of people don't be using their free will right either, right? And this is the reason why. I literally just had this conversation with my son, right? And I told him, have y'all noticed that, and I ain't judging, because I like when people start to show us that, free will can be done in many different ways, right? So, we'll take when they said everybody got mad at that man for wearing a tan suit, right? That was their biggest faux pas, right? He wore a tan suit. That's not the proper decorum of a situation. You're supposed to dress this way. But meanwhile, the son of a guns that is mad at that is now being exposed for so much more, right? Okay. So I said he didn't use his free will right. Because technically, just think about this. Suppose you, whoever you are sitting there watching, you are now that man or that person. You are in charge of the free world, right? Can you imagine you as that person in charge of the free world walking into a building and telling them, I need to read every document? Because if my ass got set in that seat, I would have been reading all the documents, right? And my son said, no, you can't read all the documents, because just because you're this person don't mean that you can read all the documents. Well, like hell it ain't, because from what I'm seeing, they just didn't use their free will right. Because I would have walked in the door, and who was going to tell me no? Because it seemed like once people started saying no, you're fired, and you're fired. And apparently, that's the way it goes. So you can't tell me because I'm watching it. And if my eyes are seeing it, that means that you just didn't use your free will to say, like, you was scared. This nigga ain't never scared. That's why, he uses free will different. But just imagine, we just talked about religious reasons, scientific reasons, philosophical reasons, all these reasons as to why. But the word is start with a C. Conditioning. We're conditioned to color inside the lines. Stay within the Stay within inside your boundaries or your restraints, because if you start to color outside of that, it's problems. Meanwhile, it could be good problems, because shit could have already been, table could have already been shaken while somebody that made sense, somebody that thought correctly, was sitting in the seat. But they didn't want the problems, good problems, bad problems, however the problems were. But the other thing is this: the people would have started, because everything is done in divine timing. It might not have been ready then. It's like what I said before, when all the ladies at this point in time are saying they don't want to deal with men because they don't want to have to cook, they don't want to have to clean, they want to be able to smell the way they want to smell until they feel like smelling this way, da 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 da. But in previous years, certain females have said that, because it's just been true the whole entire time. But certain females have said that, and then they try to cancel them. So I said, everybody owe these people an apology. They ain't gonna get it, I promise you, because when you're meant to hear it is when you're meant to hear it. When you're meant to see it is when you're meant to see it. And sometimes we don't know what's good for us until we know what's good for us. So take it how it resonates. Either way, some people are just ahead of their time, right? So for me, instance, for me saying I want to be a content creator, and now I'm deciding that I'm going to start learning the law and things of this nature, because, not for nothing, the only thing I've never done on this earth, on this planet, is become an attorney. Everything else I done already did. Dream car, dream house, dream nigga, everything, right? Maybe I need to dream bigger. But as my dreams get bigger, I just want to finish what was on my table, what was on my plate. And whether or not I do it or don't, that's the only thing that I've never done. As far as the niggas is concerned, and the houses is concerned, and the cars is concerned, like, somebody would say dream bigger, but what if I'm already satisfied? Like, I don't have to want anything else. I didn't have to. But when I was taught to dream, and, that's what I wanted. And then after you get what you want, like, I'm not a Bentley person, I'm not a Lamborghini person, I'm not a Ferrari person. If a nigga buy it for me, of course I'll drive it, but I wouldn't say you should buy me this, because that's, no, I'm gonna just be thinking, you could buy me a brand new Honda Accord, you can buy me a brand new pickup truck, you could buy me, like, I would love it, because I cherish the things that people give me. So I would take care of it and everything else, but it's not going to be like, I'm going to be thinking I'm stunting on these hoes out here because I'm just driving a car. It's just a car to me. They're all going to be just a car to me. I already had the dream car. So, I could put that back on my list if I wanted to, but I already have my dream house. I mean, I could put a bigger one on my list if I wanted to, but I just want the one that I want to be able to take care of, the one that I have. I want to be able to do upgrades to the one that I have. I want to be able to, be stable and live in the one that I have. I'm not really to me, that's a thing where it's like, and I don't want to say greedy, because that's not greedy. A person can dream, be successful in so many different ways. But to me, it's like, love, nurture, and take care of the things that I already love. And so my dream nigga might not have wanted to be with me. So, scratch that off the list. I'll get another one. It's like Scarface, another Quaalude. They love you again, but meanwhile, don't love me again. Keep your ass the fuck, over there. But there is nobody past that. God could send in somebody today, tomorrow, next week. I'm going to love them differently. But my dream was always that one. Had it, done it, wrote a book about it, don't like it, don't want it, could care less the fuck about it. You see how easily dreams turn into nightmares? And sometimes things that we thought we want, we really don't fucking need in our life, but we have to go through the process. We have to go through the journey in order to, do this. And now I'm over here learning about, love and relationships and things of that nature. And I'm starting to really understand that although I could have something to do, I really don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because I keep watching so much stuff. Like, I have yet to see something real. Everything is always an act. You have to have decorum. Like, we could not like each other like a motherfucker, but meanwhile, when we're in the public and we gotta, pose for the lights, we gotta act like we like each other. Meanwhile, I can't stand you, you can't stand me. I don't want that. Does something exist where it is, real love, da-da-da-da? I ain't seen it. I'm still waiting to see it. And like I said, even for the ones who, keep it indoors, to me, the only reason why it's being kept indoors is because if something ends up coming out, it's going to be some shit. So now I got to literally make the decision that it's going to be okay for this person to literally play in my face and lie in my face and tell me that they're going to tell me the truth. Meanwhile, it ain't in them. I'm not jaded. I'm not, a hater of love. I love love. I mean, I love relationships. But I also really, truly understand people. They're liars. They're manipulators. They will act like you're the best thing cooking, and then they'll go behind you and talk about you with somebody else. That's just the way life goes. I'm aware of it. They will try to judge everything about you. They'll say, as they're talking on the phone with you, oh, I love you, da 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 da. Meanwhile, they'll hang up from you and call the next individual and tell them everything about your fucking life. I don't like that. I know how to love properly. I'll stay away. Like, I don't have to be around a whole lot of people. Mind you, my list of calls is very, very short. Because I'm learning that my system works a whole lot better not being tangled and doing this and everything else with people that really want to lie to me, really want to just, know my business so they can go tell somebody else my business. Meanwhile, every day I'll be online telling my business, not giving a damn, because what you gonna do? And 9 times out of 10, the people that are gonna do that, I still live better than your bitch ass. So, now what? Whether or not I'm in the win, whether or not I'm in the lose, whether or not I'm in the middle, I still live better than you. I ain't around here having to, put on shucking and jiving for nobody. I get online and do it for y'all all damn day long. I ain't gotta set up and act like I like you, because I don't. I don't have to want to be around you, go out with you, none of that. Because the other thing I was wondering, and this was a thing, and we could just be rambling here, but I promise you it all pertains to something. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, yesterday I was mopping my floor, right? And I was thinking, this floor is fucking filthy. So as I'm mopping the floor, I'm thinking, it be people, right, that's outside. They be dressed to the nines. Outside, having a good time. They be at bars. They be on vacation. They just be outside. But mind you, inside, it's disgusting. And not for nothing, I just told you my floor was dirty. So, you know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't the dirtiest. But mind you, it's people living in the most deplorable situations. But in my mind, as I see them when they be on outside, like, y'all be having a good time. But mind you, I don't be having a good time as far as the good time that y'all be having, but I be having a good time because it's peaceful. Meanwhile, I could just mop my floor, and it may be disgusting to me, but it's not as bad as, your shit, or the fact that, and I'm not comparing. I'm just literally putting into my system that some people choose to not give a fuck about their conditions, their living conditions. It could be rats, it could be roaches, it could be da 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 da. But they will still get themselves together, go outside and put on airs and act like you're better than everybody else. But meanwhile, that house, you ain't taking nobody up in there. Some of these bitches ain't even got a house to take nobody to. But meanwhile, they get online every day, like dressed to the nines, to the T. They out here fucking with a rich nigga. But meanwhile, bitch, you're homeless. And we can all put on, this, that, and the third. But this is one of the things where I choose in my life, in my relationships. I might not have decorum because I'm willing to say, I got what I got. I ain't got what I don't got. I started this shit off with saying that this week, even in this big ass house, my heater was broke. Had to wait for the people to come. I opened up that damn stove because, you know, I needed to heat this bitch the fuck up. And I figured out ways to turn the pilot on, this, that, and the third. I pulled space heaters out, this, that, and the third. Like, maybe that's some shit I should kept to myself. But I don't feel like it is. I also said online and I said, I like doing trash runs when, you know, I had my pickup truck and this, that, and the third. And I would be, you know, but I learned that growing up that just because somebody throw it away don't mean it's broken. And, you know, some energy you might not want to be in your house, but some things are just waiting for you because, you know, like that apple pie that we was over here talking about that I was saying no, I talked myself out of, but somehow the universe said, take the apple pie, bitch. Eat the cake, anime. It might not be the appropriate thing to do as far as the looking eyes, because, you know, it has to look like this, but meanwhile, these is people that are predators. They look very clean and well-to-do, and they're going to say the right things. But meanwhile, I might not look very clean or well-to-do, and plus I'm saying this, that, and the third, but either way, this is the worst this is going to get. It ain't gonna get worser. Like, you ain't gonna go dig in my closet and it's gonna be like, she got this, that, and the third, da-da-da-da. Nah, like, I already told you what it is. Either you like it or you don't. You don't have to like it because I wasn't even asking you to. I was just talking to me. That was it. That was all. Either way, we gonna go on back because Decorum came from, to be fitting, to be suitable, or to be becoming. So maybe it might be elevation. Maybe God took me the other direction, or God may be taking you the other direction, because these people start off up here, and when they start off up here, they have everything, you know, together, well-to-do, this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, because they never knew anything of a struggle, you know how it says, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. This is where a lot of people, like when they start off up here, they start, you know, jumping off high things because they don't know how to handle opening up the stove. Like, I seen a mother sucker say, and in my mind, I was thinking, I don't think I ever been poor, right? But clearly, the fact of the matter, you know, because my mom made sure that we had stuff. My uncles, you know, people made sure that we had stuff, right? But people was trying to figure out how to not freeze to death in a house. Do you know it's niggas outside in a tent that ain't freezing? Do you know that some people go outside for sport in the middle of 0 below and they figure out how to make it, but yet it's people crying like, how I'm gonna make it in the house in a storm? Bitch, you get under to put some clothes on. That's the start of it. Put some clothes on, and then, you know, you put hats and shit on. And like I said, I don't ever really recall being in a situation, because, you know, it was kerosene heaters and things of that nature. But the fact of the matter is, there's people around here losing their mind, but it's niggas that live outside. And it's just another sign of today where it's okay as long as it's not you. It's okay for them to live outside as long as it's not you. It's not okay for anybody. But people do it on a daily basis. And people have decorum and they sit in very high places and they don't care about nobody else that's below them. That's still their pathway, and they're going to have to deal with God about it. But so originally, decorum wasn't about manners. It meant behaving in a way that fits the moment, place, and situation. So that means I could have decorum and still cuss you out, because it said behaving in a way that fits the moment, place, and situation. So that means if I'm, you know, at the ball that I went to all them years ago, and I pulled my hair up in a nice little bun, and I put on a little, you know, strapless, backless gown. It was nice. But it was ballroom type. I was acting accordingly. So I'm not wrong in none of the movements. Anyway, doing what is appropriate and honorable. Now that's a word. Because if it's doing what's appropriate and honorable, ain't none of these motherfuckers got no decorum. Who said that? Because you can't say that your behavior is honorable and you're doing fuck shit. Man, woman, everybody. All right. Over time, English kept the meaning and connected it strongly with good conduct, dignity, and respectfulness. This is the thing, and this is important. Men love your wives, women respect your husbands. Those are the rules, right? Because men need respect and women need love. But in my mind, I think everybody needs respect and everybody needs love. Like, separating is almost stupid. So everybody needs love, everybody needs respect, because I just said it's important to hug these niggas, because these niggas, you know, it's okay to it's okay for you to cry, but man up, nigga. It's okay for you to cry, though. Right? Take it how it resonates. Everybody needs love and respect. Everybody. No matter how y'all feel about it. So take it how it resonates. Over here, back to the my words are kind, thoughtful, and powerful. Because sometimes I be saying stuff and I have to be mindful that my words are powerful. My words are kind, thoughtful, and powerful because I'm trying to speak kindness and thoughtfulness into me. But I know my words are powerful to the tune of that one day my son told me, I said something to him. He didn't appreciate what I said. And he said, Mom, you need to watch your words because your words have power. My son done watched me enough to know that I be saying shit and then it manifests into this world, right? So the fact of the matter is it wasn't what I said, it was how I said it. He didn't like it because I was saying something that was basically to him. But I love the fact that he wasn't scared to check my ass to make sure that I knew that what I was saying was what I was saying. And what I said was correct. But he just automatically thought I was speaking something over him, and no, I was not. I was letting him know that if you keep doing da 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 da, this is the results of that shit. He said he got it, but also I got it too, because I understood what he meant when he basically was saying, you know, it ain't what you said, it's how you say it, and watch how you say, you know, certain things. Well, watch your conduct, sir. Everybody got to watch their conduct. I honor myself by moving with dignity and purpose. People make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's a fact. And you could have once upon a time been a fuck nigga or a fuck bitch. Everybody makes mistakes. Growth is the key. Ascension is the key. Elevation is the key. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding is the key. But if you keep saying or doing the exact same behavior that you're not proud of, or like, everybody can change. So growth is the key. And it may be one little, you know, smidgen of a, but it need to be more than that. Like, take leaps and bounds, because you got it in you. Leaps and bounds, ma'am, sir. Because we can say, oh, as long as I change a little bit every day. Because, again, my cuss words. Some days I be doing good. On other days, the message just is about a fuck nigga or a fuck bitch. So that means it's a lot of them. And I don't want to keep saying it, but it's a lot of them. They can't be mad at me because I'm really not cussing. I'm just literally describing. It's a description, a characteristic of these niggas and these bitches. Judge your mammy. She should have hugged you more. Don't kill the messenger. I honor myself by moving with dignity and purpose. I got this. I don't have to be loud to be heard. My presence speaks for itself. When I show up, that's what I said. My energy is amazing. It's big. My aura is like, you gonna notice when I show up. I don't have to be suppressive. I don't have to be heavy. I don't have to be aggressive. I don't have to be loud. My energy just showed up before I did. It was luminous. You saw it. You heard me. You knew it. You understood. That's what attracted your ass over this bitch for you to try to start, finagling the bagel. But it's a no. You're not authorized. Please go on and get. All right. Ain't no energy allowed to be around here circling or anything else unless it's reciprocal energy of, equal give and take. We watching each other's boundaries. We making sure that there's respect and love. That's where we're moving in. That's where we're circling in. And that's what we give it. Because, all that heaviness to get your ass kicked like a motherfucking soccer ball clear across the universe. And you can talk to God about it. Because God already heard what I said. God be hearing when I be like, God, get them. But meanwhile, I done already said, get them gone. Please and thank you. Because at this point, whoever gets gone, me or them, thank you. But if I got to be the one here, get them gone. Because I don't like what's happening. And I don't care. Take it how it resonates. I set boundaries with grace and stand firm in my values because my values and my boundaries are what have gotten me this far, and never, not once, have I ever been known as a fuck nigga or a fuck bitch because my boundaries have always been the same, which I like that about me. When my little Facebook thing shows up, it says, you said this in, 2010, 2011, 20, whatever it is, I'd be like, damn, I like that for me. And I might have been doing whatever the hell I was doing. Either way, I am who I am. Know that. I am what I think I am. I move through life with class, strength, and humility. I love that for all of us, right? My character shines brighter in any situation around me. I heard something about, it says elegance and confidence, faith-based calmness, but I heard the word was regal. All right, I like that. Period. Take it how it resonates. I release what no longer serves me and make room for blessings, abundance, health, wealth. Health is wealth, and health is wealth. Take it how it resonates. All right, health is wealth. I trust the timing of my life, the path unfolding before me. When it's health and wealth, it's frequency. Because I want to put it the way I want to put it, but, I don't want to get flagged. Your body's designed to heal itself. And so when you speak well over yourself, when you speak health and wellness over yourself, it rings volumes, right? It's like, pings and things of this nature, like frequency. Depending upon. So everything doing what it's supposed to do, like the alignment and the energy. Mind you, let me tell y'all how, I don't know if you didn't catch it, I hope you caught it. I did this, and it turned a fucking page on my screen. It came back, it started doing what it was doing, but it literally turned the page. I like that for us. Anyway, so technically when I started this morning, I was supposed to start off with this. Don't ask me why, but I looked at it. And then I put it to the side. But it's, I don't know why L Cool J came in my brain. Rock the Bells. But mind you, that's my middle name. The frequency, the tone. I still ain't got my bells yet. My freaking sound bowls. I ordered sound bowls long time ago to the tune of now I don't even know where I ordered them from or anything else or where they supposed to be coming from. But anyway, it was starting off with this. And I looked at it, but I just left it where it was. I'm aligned with peace, abundance, and divine guidance. I walk confidently in my present while stepping boldly into my future. Everything I need is already working its way towards me. And I'm open and I'm accepting. Everything I need is already working its way to me. That is the soul tribe. That is the people, places, and things that are already in alignment with my frequency. But remember, I don't know if y'all can still hear this thing turning off and on. God keeping it to where it is a set temperature, or if the temperature drops, it raises it, and it's keeping it in. So I think that's one of those things where, because like I said, even when it got too hot in the kitchen, that fan kicked on by itself. When apparently the heater overheated, it kicked itself off because it's making sure that it doesn't destroy itself. So maybe that might be the thing, keeping things the way that it is, but also at a set. Don't ask me what a set to. It's just doing it on its own. I never even knew that it did it. But again, I don't read directions, so I might would have. It did it again. I might would have known it. It says real life. Oh, real life, no filter. This is what I'm using. Okay, this is what I'm using. This is all the stuff that's happening. Everything I need is already working itself towards me. I'm protected, supported, and deeply blessed. Amen. I love it. I attract positive energy, healthy connections, and new opportunities. I'm open to it. It just changed again. Why are you changing? That's something. I don't know why that's happening, but maybe that's the set temperature. Either way, it literally changed on its own. Like it went to a different screen. All right, we going back. So I'm going back to Cali. Cali, how do we start this thing off? Because going back, it was with a prayer. That was it. It was with a prayer. So good morning. Thank you. Thank you for waking me up and giving me another day I didn't earn, but you blessed me with. I ask that you go before me today and cover me in peace, protect my mind, protect my heart, protect my steps. Whatever I'm facing today, I place it in your hands, God. Let your will be done. Amen. So maybe that's just the way it was starting off anyway. It was starting with a hope, a dream, and a prayer. And so that's the message. Hopefully it helped. Thank you guys for coming towards my channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and go with God. Always.